Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here, and I have some good news for you, because even though the current meta is quite hostile to budget decks, I have now been able to build 3 legend-capable budget decks. I have the Face Hunter, then I have the Drum Druid, and now as a third I have a Silver Hand Paladin. Paladin decks are not really known for being cheap, because like the usual versions of Silver Hand Paladin or Pure Paladin, they use like 6-7 legendary cards maybe even. But it is possible to build them without any cards beyond rare. Well, except for Crusader Aura, but Crusader Aura is a core set card, so everyone has access to it for free anyway. That epic gem there does not actually mean anything. So we're playing with some dudes. We're going to overwhelm our opponent with tokens and smack them in the face, and if that fails we have a plan B, and the plan B is Horn of the Windlord together with buffs like 4 Quel'Thalas. So then we can just smack them in the face with our weapon. What could possibly go wrong? Nothing can possibly go wrong because this deck is easy to play all the way to legend. As for the mulligans with this deck, you're looking for your more powerful 1-drops, the Sanguine Soldier and the Sinful Savjz. You don't really want Righteous Protector that much, because Righteous Protector only has 1 attack, so it generally cannot trade favorably in the early game, so it's kind of useless. But Soldier and Savjz are good in the early game. Then beyond those, Must for Battle, Boogie Down, excellent cards for 3 mana. Then there's the Jukebox Totem for 2 mana, that can also be a good keep. And then if you have some of this stuff, so that you know that you're going to have some buddies on the board, Buffet Bigun, the 4 mana minion that summons Silverhand recruits and gives them Divine Shield if enough of your minions have died while you've been holding that. So it's only good if you already have other stuff, but that's basically like those 6 cards are the ones that you consider for your mulligan. And then you just try to swarm the board, get your minions in, hopefully find your Crusader Aura, so if you have a board and you get Crusader Aura, then those minions just start growing and dealing even more damage. And then as the final option you have the Horn of the Windlord. You might also be interested in how to upgrade this deck. After all, this is a cheap deck, and then what about putting in some power? There's basically 3 different Paladin decks on the ladder right now. There is the buff variant, that key card for that is the Guardian's Grace. Buff variant is not very expensive to build, although you cut all of the token stuff because then you're going tall instead of going wide. But if you have 2 copies of the Guardian's Grace, you can look up that sort of Paladin deck, because you will use many of the same rares. You will use Sanguine Soldier for Quel'Thalas, you will use Horn of the Windlord. So that's one approach that you could take fairly cheaply, but you will change more than half the deck. What about if you want to keep more of this deck intact? Then you can build Silverhand Paladins either as a pure variant or as a variant that also uses neutral cards. And then building on those, the highest performance card generally, because it could go in both of them and it does really well in both of them, would be Blood Matriarch Liadrin, manual card for the archetype, because then you just summon tokens and Liadrin is going to give them Divine Shield and Rush, and that's really, really sweet. However, most of these expensive Paladin cards that see play right now are from sets from last year, so they're going to rotate out in April. Well, there's still some time to April, I have to say, but still, all of these are from last year except for 1 card, which is Amytus the Peacekeeper, which is from Titans obviously. So that would make Amytus one of the best options, because Amytus still has almost 2 years left in standard format, so that would also be a consideration. And then if you go for the pure variant, the Count is a card that is used in most pure Paladin decks. Then there's other stuff too, like the Purator. Typically, in order to use the Purator, you would also need the Leviathan, so 2 legendary cards, because they kind of come in together as a package. Then Kotori is sometimes used for 2 mana legendary cards, so there's a bunch of stuff that Paladin decks are using. But if I were to directly improve this list, then the first thing I would do would be to cut the 2 copies of Stand Against Darkness and add Liadrin and Amytus. Or possibly Liadrin and Countess if you happen to have those cards. Anyway, those Stand Against Darkness cards can go first, and then Jury Duty would be the next one to go. So that would give you 4 spots to add some legendary cards, for example. But you don't add Guardian's Grace to this specific list. Guardian's Grace goes into a bit of a different list, but still one that uses most of the rares from this one, so one that you can also move forward towards. Anyway, this deck is perfectly playable as it is. You don't need legendary cards to play this, and this is what it all looks like in action. Maybe I'll try something like this against the Druid. I have coins stand against darkness on 3. Like jury duty on 4. Now in the Crusader aura on 4. Let's try. And against darkness. Druid needs some cards that can handle these now. They may have them, or they may not. There's still the jury duty option as well, depending on how many are cleared. Can they find Rake? They're drawing cards like crazy. Can they get to Yogg already next turn? That would be most inconvenient. I guess we do jury duty. How fast are they with their Yogg? Is the big question. How fast? Okay, are they going to rake? They're going to rake now. So they can kill 2. Do they get the Yogg already? They don't get the Yogg yet. Alright. But they still have next turn. I only have 20 damage here. No, I have more. 10, 20, lethal. Alright. Turn 5 lethal. Just fast enough to not let them have Yogg. I wonder if the totem's too weak. Let's see. Red Sun rises first. Rogue kept everything, so Rogue has total nuts there. It's a Mech Rogue. Okay. What will they have on the board? That's not good enough, you need more. It might still be good enough. I mean, they still get to keep the discount. But I have a Hand of Adal coming. Ah, they were able to top deck the Bone Spike. That was crazy good. That one does have stealth.
The light dims, but we fight.
It is to 5 health, I guess. Get more recruits on the board. The Divine Shield can help. Jury duty time. Okay. We're quite wide. But Rogue still has the coin, still has one card that they kept in the mulligan. It could be Ini. Ini is the best case scenario for them. Absolute nuts. Well, they kept all the cards, so they had absolute nuts. As I said, absolute nuts. Pawn is coming next turn. 1 + 3 + 3. 3 + 3. I will always lose all the Silver Hand recruits here. I'll always lose all the Silver Hand recruits. I have enough to kill the mechs. There was an alternative to kill just one mech and then try to go face and hope that I win with the horn. But there was risk of... magnetics were a risk always. I don't even have to play the horn yet. I can play Master. Then I can kill this mech. And I can kill that mech. Play a light ray out there. They need Mimiron, or they need the Titan, something like that. That would be their route.
A red sun rises.
The battle! The battle! The battle!
Okay. Ziliax could help them. They need a 1-drop. Without a 1-drop, that's not enough. Yay. Alright, alright. Oh noes. I may need to coin the Sanguine Soldiers. Hunter kept everything. Another nut hand. Why is everyone keeping all the cards? I don't understand. Now I kind of want to coin Boogie down next turn. So I don't coin the other Sanguine Soldier. Now I want to coin Master. I coin Master, but they have drawn 2 1-cost spells, so they quite likely have a Ricochet shot. It's still coin Master. We trade away both minions. But Ricochet shot is really likely. But it doesn't necessarily kill... And a single Ricochet shot doesn't kill everything, that's for sure. And sometimes it only kills 2. In which case I'm fine. Boogie down.
Need a bit more spice over here.
Kill the 4-1s. Some face. Okay. So far so good. Really going all in with the Yomongars? That is surprising. Well, I still need to kill them. They could have star power. That's not particularly likely.
Reporting for duty.
I could do jury duty. Jury duty is fine. We'll do jury duty. They haven't had any arcane buffs yet, which is a big thing. So they usually have hidden meaning, cat trick, wandering monster. Let's see if this shows me anything. Alright, a cat trick. That's totally fine. Then we're going to play another recruit here. Will I be fine going down to 14?
Reporting for duty.
I won't be fine going down to 14.
The battle. The battle. The battle.
Like this. And from here, I mean, what can even clear all of this stuff? And if they don't clear all of them, then the Crusader Aura and the Warhorse Trainer, there's so much damage. I don't think there's a way for them to find lethal either. Like, you just don't. Yep.
The battle. The battle.
Ramp, Druid, Mech, Rogue, Arcane Hunter. All destroyed by dudes. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.